So you don't believe your food system is broke? I've got a story for you. One that we've been talking about. What's the importance of growing all this food? For instance, I'm going to show you our smokehouse is rolling over here with meat in it. Why do we do that? Why do we grow organic and work as hard as we can to provide food for our family? This is why. Let's go over a story today that talks about how your food that you think you're eating is healthy is actually causing you to be more sick. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here today. As I said in the intro, I want you to look at something we've got going on. If you want to know a little bit more about this, check out our vlog channel. We have been talking about this. We have some pork, sausage, and some deer sausage in the smoker. Look at this. I wish I had smell-o-vision because you would really enjoy this, but look at that sausage. No chemicals, no preservatives, strictly meat off farm from our land. Eats nothing that has got any kind of fertilization, herbicides, nothing on it. That's the point of today's video. There's an article that says Monsanto, Bayer's Monsanto. Remember Monsanto? It helps with growing your food and also feeding your food. Monsanto, you know, that the billionaires invested in. There's a story that says Monsanto was hit with a $1.5 billion verdict in the latest cancer case. In a landmark decision in Missouri, Bayer Ag Monsanto is ordered to pay $1.5 billion in damages. 3 former users of Roundup weed killer. Monsanto has previously seen substantial damage awards in similar cases, including a $2 billion verdict, which still settled for $87 million. Bayer, which acquired Monsanto in 2018, has allocated a $16 billion amount for over 100,000 Roundup cases. And these go all over the states, and it's tied to so many toxicities that's causing people cancer. And all these litigations, it shows that they were knowingly having something in the chemicals that was causing carcinogenic agents that could cause cancer. And again, they just allowed it to happen. Now, the reason I bring this up, not because I feel sorry for Monsanto, not because these sick people that deserve damages, for sure, because of what they dealt with, and a company was kind of knowingly causing damage to them and suffering. This is a broken food system. Do you know Monsanto and Bayer? Bayer is, of course, the name in most pharmaceuticals. Monsanto is the name that is tied to so much food production when it comes to feeds, when it comes to growing food with herbicides and making sure you have all this stuff to keep the bugs away, to keep all the damage away from the crops. These crops seem healthy, but if you're not eating organic, naturally grown crops, you're actually putting things in your body that are carcinogenic. Do you realize sometimes our consciousness knows better than we think it knows? Meaning, I've never heard anyone, and I said this a few videos ago, I've never heard anyone say, I'm going to eat fast food today because I know it's good for me. And I've never met anybody said that working out is bad for you, meaning just a little cardio, a little walking. No, we know what's good for us. We know eating healthy is good for us. We know not eating the convenience food is good for us. We know doing a little cardio and doing a little workout is good for us. Well, it's kind of the same thing when we know we're putting chemicals on our food, when we know we are literally putting poison to kill one type of grass, or to kill one type of bug, or to kill something. Don't you think it's probably bad for us? I love hearing farmers, especially big conventional farmers. They'll say, my corn is so pretty, I guarantee it won't be missing anything. The shuck will be fully encapped. There will be no bugs in it. It looks perfect. Well, sometimes with perfection, when animals don't want it, when insects don't want it, when things are killed that's trying to grow around it, don't you think that that's probably not good for us to eat? And the bad thing is, it's not just us eating it. It's our animals eating it. It's our livestock eating it. So even when you say, well, I'm not going to eat that, that's dangerous, so you're going to eat good organic vegetables. Well, what about your animals that's eating the same GMO processed garbage and the same chemical-laced garbage that is now fed to them that's going in your body? Have you seen the spike of diabetics, of diabetes, of overweight, laziness, lethargy, cancer, diseases, dementia? All these things are caused by a broken food system. Now, if we would just say, you know what, this may not be the right thing to do. Putting chemicals on my food may not be the smartest thing. Now I'll tell you about our farm. So we have our homestead. Everything we grow is natural. We're sitting right next to a blueberry bush, and nothing goes on that other than pine straw, because it grows great in pine straw. Also, we use companion planting, and we use natural manures from our animals that are not fed garbage food. Now, I'm not going to get the harvest that most people get. Most people will beat production than me. They'll have a better production. Also, they'll grow shorter seasons, not work nearly as hard because they're using those herbicide sprays and they're using those pesticide sprays. Where I'm not, and I'm having to constantly sweat and work crazy hours just to get somewhat of a production. But the one thing about that production is I know it's healthy for me. The one thing about their production is they're eating what looks to be good food. People spray Roundup all around their house all the time. Is it causing damage to your crops? Is it causing damage to the foods that you're eating because they're spraying it on the farm next door? Is it causing damage to you because you don't know what's actually on this food that you're buying from the local grocer? Bad thing about these lawsuits is you can't rewind. If you remember the old VHS, you remember when you used to rent a movie. You know, I know most people don't remember renting movies, but I remember renting movies when I was a kid. They went to the DVD, but before that you had the VHS, and it said, "Be kind, rewind." You watched the video and you rewound it before you took it back to the store. That's what they wanted you to do, so it'd be ready for the next guy. Well, the thing is, I don't want to be the person that is the guinea pig for this new trial, or this new chemical, or this new production method, and then all of a sudden I get cancer, or I get this disease, or I get this something, and just because I sue them for damages, I can't rewind time. Money is not everything. It's our health. I would much rather my family be healthy, me be healthy, and us grow older together, of course following Christ. Again, because we're Christians, we want to live for Christ, but when it comes to other than spiritual needs, I would rather us be healthy and working as hard as we can than having tons of money. We can't rewind the past. We can't rewind and go back and say, I wish I'd have never worked for them. I wish I'd have never used this chemical on my crops. I wish I'd have not bought that cheap food from town, because I realize now it's killing us. Some of the biggest settlements and some of the biggest lawsuits that's been around are ones that pharmaceuticals are tied to, and some that food is tied to. Both of those things we're ingesting on a daily basis. So I go back to this. You may not can grow a lot of food, I understand. If you can't have a smokehouse and harvest a deer, or go out there and raise pork, that's okay. I'm begging you to do that, but I'm not telling you that that's the only way to do it. But for instance, go to your local grocery store and look at, just take yogurt, take milk, for example, take anything, go to the store and you look at the back of an organic, whole, natural, non-GMO version of something, and then you look at the conventional, processed, cheaper option. The cheaper option is always the less healthy. Isn't that amazing? The more expensive option is the one that we need to lean towards. So even though convenience and cheapness is what we think we need, actually it's costing you more because it's going to cost your health. That's what people don't realize. Even though you're paying more for this organic or non-GMO option, and you say, I can't afford that. How can you not afford it? When you look at the processed and the GMO versions are literally causing damages to you. So you're going to be hooked to medicines. You're going to be hooked to all this treatment for the rest of your life. It may take years away from your life because of diabetes, dementia. If you look at how the food is going back to your body and how it's affecting your body, you're going to realize, wow, actually organic food may be cheaper. Here's my challenge. I want you to not eat town food for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that's all I say. Just 2 weeks, you don't eat any convenient foods. No overly processed foods, no town food. You take a sandwich, take organic bread, take some peanut butter and jelly, whatever you want to do, but learn to say, I'm gonna meal prep for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna try to clean up my diet for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, that's all I want you to do, is give 2 weeks to it. You will feel better, you'll feel healthier, and you'll probably lose weight if you would stay off everything that you can personally buy, everything that you can go to town and buy through a fast food joint or through a drive-thru. Just stay away from it for 2 weeks. And don't go to Walmart and buy the GMO, the cheapest version either. If you're buying food and you're needing to go to the grocery and prep and make sure you have food, you need to buy a holistic, organic, non-GMO version of whatever you typically eat. For 2 weeks, that's all I ask. I know budgets are tight, but for 2 weeks, I want you to try it. I promise you, it will change the way it will change the outlook of what you're doing. It will make you feel better. You will start making these changes, and then you'll start realizing how good your body feels. Food is our medicine. That's always been the way. God made it that way, that we take care of ourselves through these leaves and these herbs and these foods. But when we forget those things and we don't pass down that knowledge, then we allow the pharmaceuticals and this GMO processed garbage food to come in our systems. It's making us sick, and it's making us rely back on the things to keep us alive and healthy, quote unquote healthy. So I challenge you, 2 weeks. Give 2 weeks to say, you know what, I'm not going to eat town food. I'm not going to eat this garbage from a drive-thru. I'm going to stick to my guns. 2 weeks, I'm going to eat better, more holistically, and even bring my lunch. What you're going to realize is you're going to feel better, you're going to probably save a ton of money, and you probably will lose weight. And then you're going to realize you're never going to look back. You're not going to rewind and say, man, I really miss that Big Mac. I really miss that pizza. I really miss that taco that was grade B. I really miss that garbage food. There's never going to be a time that you're going to say that. Like me, I couldn't tell you the last time I actually drank a soft drink. I couldn't imagine going back and drinking it. If you could take a penny and pour Coca-Cola on it, and it can take the dirt off of it and boil it to a point and makes it shiny again, what do you think it's doing to your stomach? Just thoughts, just thinking. It's dangerous. Make sure you're eating good quality food, because you don't want to be one of these lawsuits. You may be a millionaire or billionaire, but you'll die a millionaire or billionaire with no longevity, and your family needs you more than they do the money. It's all about making sure you clean up your diets and realize this stuff that they give us to make things convenient or easy actually may not be what we need. Be wise, have common sense, seek wisdom, and clean up your diet. Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about this video. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.